Mode.
Mode. Mode. Mode.
Mode.
God Watson's in pure survival mode. Survival mode. Survival mode.
I'm sorry. We're in crisis mode. Crisis mode. Crisis mode here. We're circling the wagons.
He flipped out. So Anton knew this guy.
Yeah.
I guess so, because he went into total panic mode. Panic mode. Panic mode.
Setting harness for test mode, waiting for second pilot.
Black. Classic. A la mode, no.
This is important. Once the battery is removed, everything is gonna slam into emergency mode.
I was stuck in a binary mode of thinking. Is it true? Is it false? Maybe that's because the weapons mode of transportation has a very strict departure time.
Round.
How is that even possible?
Santa had a sleigh in stealth mode.
No.
Oh, and I got Assassin's Creed 3. So go ahead and knock yourself out. Oh, and put it on dual player mode so I can come back and school you.
I've seen that look before. On my face in the mirror when Ollie goes into distant mode.
TAO, I want 5-inch and CWIS in surface mode, all focused on that beach.
Aye, sir.
Ronnie, Cisco, where is he?
He's still inside.
What? Open the door.
I can't. We're in lockdown mode.
Wander.
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 Wonder.
Wandered.
Myself, John, not a child.
Hey, just don't touch anything or wander off or talk to anybody that you shouldn't be talking to.
Just do me a favor. Just don't wander off. Don't wander off. Don't wander off.
What kind of parent would let their child wander out onto the half pipe?
Mother, you have a strong and steadfast mind. I know, but now you're to sit.
Did I say you could invite your mates to wander in and out of rehearsal?
Dreadful thing, can it be?
Sorry, I just...
Do you hear?
He didn't wander into town by chance, Beth. He came here to find you.
People generally listen with their ears, leaving their eyes free to wander. I'm guessing that your testosterone level is just below Bieber.
Give me a yell if he tries to wander off.
I like walking.
And you just happened to wander onto my farm.
I like farms, too. So, every night, I would sneak out. I'd wander around this place and I'd memorize it. Then I'd let myself back in and I'd map it all out.
But soon you'll be free to wander in darkness.
Will do.
In my community, if one of the elders felt that they were too much of a burden, they would wander out into the snow and give themselves to the elements.
Age.
Age. Age.
Age.
Age.
Single-parent homes, two-parent homes. The racial makeup stays the same. Now, age. Under 14, over 14.
Then let me ask you one more question. How old are you? What do you mean? I mean, what's your age? Age. 22.
God, you're a bundle of laughs. Yep. Old age.
Oh, no, what?
All right, well, some girls said dad slept with a hooker my age, and it just...
What?
Now, in this day and age, why would someone not be upfront about their sexual orientation?
You don't have to answer if you don't want.
I knew from a very young age. High school.
6.
Well, when you get to my age, it'll be 3.
25% of low-income women suffer from it.
Okay, you got 3 Indian women, right? All around the same age, they all have babies and they all kill themselves. You seek them out.
That's not my thing. Ask anyone. I don't hang with the chicks from Parker High and Lynbrook. I didn't know she was from Lynbrook. I thought she was my age.
Pretty girl. College age, I'd say. Ponytail, blonde.
Oh.
Silas and Shane, they pooped weird colors, but not green. And not at this age.
Him? Yes. And you can't stop me. I'm in love.
He's twice your age, Emily.
So what, Mom?
Come on. Okay, I'll get you a meeting. But you know that expression, act your age? Don't do that.
Exhaust.
Exhaust. Exhaust. Exhaust.
Exhaust.
Remember, I don't think I looked at him more than once. We were exhausted. Exhausted. Exhausted.
We finished up around 8:30. I went home. I was exhausted. 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 That's where I was when I got the phone call.
On the car.
Hey, Tony, grab the hearse, new house cap, grab sawzalls. We need to disassemble the exhaust. The exhaust. The exhaust.
What stood out for me was that most death penalty cases take 10 years to exhaust all appeals.
Baby, I was tired, okay? I had an exhausting day, and I did hear some of the songs, like...
You should go to bed.
I will. I'm exhausted.
Thirsting for vengeance, keep our relentlessly attacked, exhausted Uguay.
Yeah, I just needed a minute.
You look exhausted. How long you been here?
That night I was working on the exhaust system. My house alarm went off. I mean, what do we have to be nervous about?
Well, we've already exhausted every topic that one would normally talk about on a first date.
And after you confirm that it is his blood, you'll exhaust yourself with conspiracy theories as to how I planted it or how it's all a lie.
Rescuing you is exhausting. I really miss the ability.
I have had 8 hours of sleep in the last week. I am breastfeeding, and I am exhausted.
It isn't. We'll find Emma, but we've been searching all night. Everyone's exhausted, yourself included, so we refuel, we regroup.
Fire's in the exhaust system. We gotta get that aerial up to the roof.
Accuse. Accuse. Accuse.
Accuse.
Accuse.
No. And you were surprised that Mr. Roscoe used your information on the air to accuse Cheryl Willens. Why?
So I guess you could accuse me of being corrupt for myself, but not for my wife.
Will, what's going on?
It's your old friend Viola Walsh. She's suing us. She got one of our paralegals to accuse us.
Well, I don't know what that has to do with me. You all pushed me out, remember?
Open deposition so that you may...
They're gonna force her to testify in open court?
If she denies the affair, they'll accuse her of perjury. And everything she says in court will get thrown out.
Not from previous accidents.
You got dents on your front fender, both side doors, and most significantly, since this is where you accuse my client of damaging your car, on the rear fender.
She did this to me. How dare you accuse me of having an affair in front of my son?
Yeah, you're avoiding the question. Are you having an affair with Jack Garcia?
Is that why you brought me here? To accuse me of murder?
Great wall of lawyers. And as for Zach, I can't just haul people in here and accuse them of murder without a good reason.
I'm telling you, he did it.
No, you broke it.
You dare accuse me of lying? I want him executed at once! Don't you look at me!
He wasn't there. Neither was his computer.
We're trying to keep him safe. We're on your side.
My side? First you accuse me, then you want my help? I want a lawyer.
Justify.
Justify. Justify.
Justify.
Justify.
We were the last people to piss him off. But it doesn't justify his suicide. And it doesn't justify this revenge.
No. He's a florist. There's no way you can justify it.
I think he knows how to run, which means he has an advantage. Terrorists justify terrorism, Ben.
I am constantly asked to justify why I want to shoot a film on film. But I don't hear anybody being asked to justify why they want to shoot a film.
Ma'am, we simply cannot justify these repairs.
The hospital already accounts for most of our spending.
You could have been excised. How did you justify such a risk to yourself?
The only way to justify a morning cigar is to be either out on a golf course or in a meeting, and since I was just fined last week for chipping golf balls up at that helipad...
In the OR. No, I imagine it's that kind of thinking that helped you justify Samantha's murder.
Maybe he was just high drunk. Maybe he was telling a story to justify what he'd done.
What son of a bitch.
And I'm sure you'd find some bylaw or loophole to justify doing it. I mean, that's always been the Big Jim way, hasn't it?
I've rather taken to driving myself, and I have to keep finding destinations to justify it.
Deference to the executive cannot possibly justify the injuries to Mr. Mahmood or the death of his family members.
Coverage.
Coverage. Coverage.
Coverage.
Coverage.
Sir, the outside of the building has 100% coverage. 100% coverage. 100% coverage.
Too many. I don't like it. Call off the op. We don't have the coverage. The coverage. The coverage.
And rising. Blood pressure, 180/120. Blister coverage now 75%. Blister coverage now 75%. Blister coverage now 75%. Standard treatment isn't working.
Last two procedures were not covered by insurance.
What do you mean I have extended coverage?
How did you manage that then?
We appropriate a small percentage of the population at 2,000 or so penetration points across the planet. This ensures maximum coverage.
Tell them the best part.
Best part? I got a tract of land with a coverage hole right in between the FAA and the BP's radar detection.
47. Didn't get much from hotel security video. Coverage is sketchy, and there are no cameras in the hallway outside Justin's room where people hang out.
And what about street cams?
Coverage is spotty. We'll get really lucky if we get a hit.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh what?
We're about to lose traffic cam coverage in about 2 seconds. He's gone.
If he spins this right, gets national coverage.
National coverage? It's a joke.
And you will be the butt of it.
The coverage has been mostly positive so far.
Dunbar's office?
You won't get cell coverage? We're in the middle of nowhere.
My favorite subject. My favorite subject. My favorite subject.
Since we're on the subject of provocations, I believe it's time I stated the purpose of my visit.
Futures markets. Fortunately for you, I have already written the definitive guide on that very complicated subject.
It seemed unfair to subject anyone to the miserable experience that I had.
Baby, run away somewhere.
Don't change the subject.
Now in effect, any unauthorized personnel will be subject to arrest. This is for your protection. A yellow-coded curtain is now in effect. Any unauthorized personnel will be subject to arrest. This is for your protection.
Whoa! Together. Subject 89P13 calls itself Rocket.
What's going on with Castle's case?
Don't try to change the subject.
I'm not talking about this anymore, bro.
What are you not talking about?
This night busted it up before the Dodger could get himself paid.
Don't change the subject.
New entry. It has now been 311 days since lightning struck. Subject has begun relying on his speed in everyday life, using his extraordinary powers.
These are just a few of the random thoughts I've had on the subject.
A few.
Just come to the club, even once,
Why would I subject myself to that?
for our marriage.
That is a great subject for discussion when we get home.
Horizon.
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 Horizon. Horizon.
They were a blazing orange, setting fire to the clouds on the horizon. It's on the horizon. It's on the horizon. It was.
But to take this city with it to that new horizon, to that new horizon, to that new horizon. And that new day has a name.
There's hope on the horizon, on the horizon, on the horizon for everyone in Starling.
One enemy ship coming.
on the horizon.
Of course it is. It works. We spot the North Star with the horizon, but it'll only give us half of our location.
But that horizon will remain bare and we'll never see the Andromache again.
At one of the Eternal Horizon Institute's many reception centers and take the first step.
As soon as they're over the horizon.
Ma'am, the lookout just saw a new flare, very low on the horizon southwest of our current position.
Optimistic.
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 When conditions are met, I'm optimistic.
Optimistic? Optimistic? Optimistic?
Just hear him out.
What kind of charlatan are you?
I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic.
Long-term memory recall is intact, and I'm very optimistic that the rest of your memory is going to improve with time.
Yeah, I feel so optimistic.
I'm pretty optimistic about next weekend, though.
You're mighty optimistic.
Is the chosen one coming to you?
I'm cautiously optimistic about his loyalty.
Mr. Alani doing?
He's still in surgery, but they're optimistic we got there just in time.
Good, good. He's got a family that needs him.
For the bone marrow procedure is going to be next week, and the doctors are saying good things. They're optimistic. Well, that's great news, then. Yeah. Well, that's rather optimistic, isn't it?
What are you talking about?
What lay ahead for them was unclear, but they remained cautiously optimistic that their next guardian would be better than the last.
Available.
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 I lost all my good words a long time ago.
What about imagination? Should I use that one?
Last time I checked, it was still available. Still available. Still available.
Some kind of warning.
The dome's telling us that we have to get the butterfly out of there before it dies.
But we need the others.
I've heard enough. All available units.
Don't do this.
All available units to Ben Drake's house.
Listen to them, please.
Maria got an infection in the hospital. She's going to be out for at least a couple more weeks. I was thinking of requesting you if you're available. Available. Easier than training a new girl every day.
Okay, let me just get a pen out of the glove compartment. Are there still seats available? No, and when does that leave?
It's making him beg, huh? I didn't have you pegged as a tease.
I'm not a tease.
The available evidence suggests otherwise.
Off from new things. Ever tell you a story about me and crab cakes? Thought I didn't like them, tried them, loved them.
Wow. Are the movie rights available for that one?
We're getting a Barbie house, baby!
Maybe you're making yourself too available?
You think? Hey, lady.
Father would have to be seen by a specialist, then referred to us so he can be put on the list.
Then he gets a liver?
He'd have to wait for one to be available.
All first editions, the best available in German history.
This is the Work Time Temp Agency. You called us several weeks ago about an event staff position?
Uh-huh.
We have a 2-day job placement for you if you're still available.
Absolutely, yes.
You want to tell me what's going on?
I looked into hotels and flights, and everything's available. I just need to know where we're going.
You made yourself available.
I quit. Fuck that place.
Profit.
Profit. Profit.
Profit. Profit.
House Medici. In God and profit, profit, profit. And that profit emerges from vision.
For Rincon himself. But when he sells them for more money next year, he's keeping the profit. Profit.
And pillaging.
Well, how about the people here in Los Angeles that profit from it? Profit from it. Profit from it.
Thought you'd have parlayed those ripples into a self-righteous book.
No one knows for profit. How did Israel know? to create a profit.
I'll lead you to the buyer directly, and I'll split the profit between the three of us.
I'm Groot.
Make the business work. 3 years, barely making a profit.
Felicity.
I'm looking. Okay, yes, I made a little profit. At least they had a place to live.
I swear, once the club starts making a profit, I will donate all of Malcolm's money.
Which you then shared with your friends in the military.
For a healthy profit.
So why? I mean, there's no profit motive. Why would someone do this?
He's not counterfeiting for profit. He's funding a war against his own country.
The sacrifice. You turned down a 6-figure salary at Google to start your own nonprofit.
Obtain. Obtain.
Obtain.
Obtain.
Obtain.
That knowledge, that's all kept in Captain Dragonetti's office.
Then obtain it for me. Then obtain it for me. Then obtain it for me.
You need to obtain her from Captain Vane. To obtain her from Captain Vane. To obtain her from Captain Vane. Alive and unharmed.
Those co-ventures. There's less a need for them if the Chinese can obtain new technology, can obtain new technology from corporate espionage.
Frank, what do you think?
Cooperating, so we were going to have a search warrant executed in order to obtain those blood samples.
I hope to obtain pardon for my sins.
The first thing I'll do with my newfound fortune is obtain lodging close to the drinking establishments.
Buy more magnesium, obtain obscure alcoholic beverages from the East, acquire 3 horses.
Wine from one of their friends, obtain the occasional work visa.
And the requests got bigger, did they?
Visible ink, and shortly after his death, someone broke into the morgue, dismembered him in order to obtain those secrets.
Be of interest to the police.
Must be frustrating when politicians pander to their base by making it difficult to obtain suitable cells. Enough to purchase excess embryos from Abbey. I have papers to grade. It is, of course, illegal to obtain embryos without the consent of the potential parent that provided that genetic material.
Davenport. That will make it easy to obtain a sample of his DNA.
No, 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 no! You'll contaminate the reaction system! I've been trying to attain this combustion efficiency for over a month!
What the hell kind of contraption is that?
Squeeze.
Squeeze. Squeeze. Squeeze.
Squeeze.
Yeah, you're better than that guy.
Okay, fuck it. Okay, fuck it.
Squeeze it out, squeeze it out, squeeze it out, and fucking, yeah.
Behind the shoulder. Just relax. Breathe out and squeeze, and squeeze, and squeeze.
Easy. Control your breathing. Squeeze the trigger, squeeze the trigger, squeeze the trigger. Don't pull it.
Now you're doing it. Squeeze. Squeeze it like a sturgeon.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, I'm sure I'll be able to squeeze in some downtime.
I can do it. I can't just squeeze you onto something that might get too green.
One of them comes through that door, you squeeze, and you don't stop until they're on the ground.
I squeeze some orange juice. You want a glass of orange juice?
Who's playing on the main stage? Just in case we have time to squeeze in a show.
Do you remember Will Sorensen?
Your old FBI squeeze?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So really encourage the child to squeeze the bear.
What the hell?
I imagine it must be so exciting to squeeze your finger here and...
He came at me, grabbed me by the neck, and squeezed so hard.
Now when I squeeze your shoulder, that's when you say the magic word, okay?
Sweetheart, you don't want to squeeze the trigger too hard, all right? Nice and easy, understand? Don't squeeze the gun too hard. Take it easy. Okay.
Senior.
Senior. Senior. Senior.
Senior.
Say hi to me. But Brad's a senior, and I'm me, so who am I kidding? On the bright side, one senior decided to make fun of the teacher instead of the freshman.
Yeah, wouldn't you be better off sitting in your room reading books instead of spending all that money?
I'm sorry, are you a senior? A senior? A senior?
No, I'm in 6th grade.
In high school?
Yeah, I'm a senior.
A senior. Okay, cool. Hey, Phil, sweetie, honey,
He is Dylan, and he is a senior.
You're a freshman. What are you doing in second year math? You're a senior. What are you still doing in second year math?
When did you two become such old women? First you take me to that senior center for porridge, and now you can't even stay up past Luke's bedtime?
That's what Mr. Huck said you'd say. He also said that senior year, you sold Huck You t-shirts. Han, you know I'm off diner poop patrol for life after I had to clean that booth where the senior left, well, we'll just call it an elderberry.
It was. I dug a little deeper and found Kyle Reston. Right before Kyle's senior year, not only did he drop out, he dropped off the grid.
Where's senior? Norris Cemetery.
Look, I know you don't care about what's best for me, but in Rome, I'll be a senior partner at the firm. I'll be able to give Walt anything he needs.
Senior Chief Taylor, Royal Australian Navy. You can call me Wolf. He is the real deal.
Senior Chief Flynn, as soon as the cap's secure, close off all the pipe valves and join us. Aye, aye, sir.
Genuine. Genuine.
Genuine. Genuine.
Genuine.
That coat I'm wearing in this shot, that's genuine ocelot fur. Genuine ocelot fur. Genuine ocelot fur.
Hello. I want to thank you all for coming out here and expressing your genuine sorrow and disbelief.
Being medium really speaks to you?
What speaks to me is she's elevated being full of crap to a genuine art form. A genuine art form. A genuine art form.
But after trying every which way, came to the indisputable conclusion that she is a genuine medium.
What's this, genuine concern?
We were having a genuine, honest moment here, and you had to ruin it by being a jackass.
Now the favor. Kill this man for me, and I will believe your interest in our organization is genuine.
This concludes our business.
Only if the serum is genuine.
It's genuine.
Sarcasm? Yes, but mixed with genuine concern.
What, no catered lunch? This offer is genuine, okay? It's the only offer you're gonna get.
Well, speaking of missing persons, you talked to Catherine at all?
You being genuine?
Yes.
Okay, yes, I have, actually.
All I need is for her to believe that I was genuine in letting the girl go, which...
Extension.
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 Tell us, Mr. Mizraki, when your life extension firm signs a new client, do your reps explain that their frozen remains will one day be laid out in a meat locker?
The culprit clearly dumped the CPUs in your path to frame him, and by extension, our country. You have nothing.
Up with 10% of Molly's assessed value, and since we don't have $50,000 laying around, we're looking to get an extension.
Yes, she'll be here.
About that essay I missed last week, we're still okay with the extension, right?
And you are?
Evan. Trayvon.
Next thing I know, I'm being read my rights.
You didn't see the extension cord?
No.
All right, where's Tweener?
Next door, plugging the extension cord. We're gonna have to cut up the cement. Yo, we got company.
It's to the death.
Find another way.
I have, sir. Request an extension from Washington.
We are going to meet the goddamn deadline, and if you can't do it, I'll find someone who can.
Julius Burbank, Ralph Zilke's office.
I'm sorry, I must have the wrong extension. What division is this?
Personal wealth management.
Fine, moving on. Jerry.
I'm setting up the PA system tomorrow, so if everything works out, I'm good to go. And I thank you all. And my extension in shipping is 5-1864.
It's right next to the register, the fax, the credit card scanner, but they're all plugged into this extension cord which runs back there.
It's coming from inside the building. Where's extension 1211?
That's Brody's office downstairs.
But I still get queasy.
Oh, it'll pass. Just think of yourself as an extension of the ship. Methinks the lady doth protest too much.
The lady dothn't.
Mr. Mendoza is present.
Under protest.
Cornwall is present.
Under protest. Under protest. Under protest.
Mr. Ullman is present. Mr. Walsh is present. Ms. Douster is present. And Mr. Haas is present.
Portia was president of her high school class. Mom. And she resigned in protest over funding for the girls' sports program. She led a school-wide walkout.
We're here on the Lower East Side for the Grand Street housing protest.
I didn't think about that at the time. I just figured he wanted to stage a protest or something. So I told him.
You and I will quietly go our separate ways. And I'll thank you. Not to protest.
First assignment is to determine if any of the victims were targeted because of their involvement in the protest. Uniforms are bringing families to the precinct as we speak.
Groups and community businesses?
Yeah, that's him. He's the one who organized the protest outside the nightclub.
Evidence begs to differ. His prints are in the system from his arrest at a political protest a decade ago. I ran him against the partial. It's not a match.
For the shooting of Ferris Air Flight 637 to protest the People's Republic of China's treatment of me for betraying and abandoning me.
Hey, Danny just called. He's at HPD. He just got a hit on a protest organizer you're going to want to take a look at.
American teacher?
Hi. Why protest here?
Congress has to take this seriously.
Withdraw.
Withdraw.
Withdraw. Withdraw. Withdraw.
I'm proposing first to withdraw the fluid, and then to inject the adrenaline to stimulate the heart and restore normal activity.
It's against you. Which was withdrawn? Which was withdrawn? Which was withdrawn? So what, you owe him a favor then? No, that's not how it works.
Heading into danger. Withdraw seaward, or withdraw seaward, or withdraw seaward, or you will be subject to defensive action.
And are valued by some more than they value men's lives.
Withdraw that. Make him withdraw that.
It's just a somewhat unusual situation for us, having a person withdraw this much in cash.
Troopers, withdraw! Outsiders never withdraw, Lieutenant. No, sir.
All our people withdraw. Those are the terms.
But I have to withdraw everybody else. And that includes you, Castle.
Can I just... You know, this guy might be using that alias to withdraw his cash, but I bet he created the account remotely.
I'd like to officially withdraw my concerns about using the dendrotoxin gas.
It is the opinion of this newspaper that President Carter demand Israel withdraw all its citizens from the Gaza Strip and West Bank.
He does not. He needs to officially withdraw to put pressure on the wall.
Embrace.
Embrace. Embrace.
Embrace.
Embrace.
Beautiful children, and to my lovely son-in-law.
Oh.
May the light embrace you, embrace you, embrace you with its energy infinite.
Right? Trust me, just stop trying to find meaning in it all. Just embrace it. Or just embrace it. Or just embrace it. All right? Blow your meticulously constructed little suburban prison to smithereens. Take your lover to New York or Chicago.
You gotta stop watching the news.
That's your big solution? Embrace ignorance? Embrace ignorance? Embrace ignorance?
What are you two arguing about?
That's all right. No worries. Hey, come on, just embrace it. It's life. Okay, now that is gratuitous.
If I found that it was you with an embrace, I'm sure I could make an exception.
I wonder if you would too.
There's a new god in Chester's Mill. It surrounds and embraces us all.
It's to shake off this erroneous notion that life is just there and you're just gonna live in it versus embrace it.
Are you lying about being a woman?
Even if you can trap me, you think I'll suddenly embrace the value of lying?
My point is you already have. I'm told that some people are just nice. I'm trying to embrace that wisdom.
I never embraced tokenism with more gusto.
Which replaces this stack. Where's the next stack? Embrace the science of slow.
You can't stop the inevitable, detective. Change will happen whether you embrace it or not.
Where's my father?
Distinguished.
Distinguished. Distinguished.
Distinguished.
Distinguished.
Do you like it? I was hoping it's all right.
Yeah, you look distinguished. 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 Like a college professor.
I don't like how this looks.
Looks distinguished, looks distinguished, looks distinguished and debonair to me.
Men get sexier as they age. You know, more distinguished. More distinguished. More distinguished.
I'm Anna's friend. But all this making up one's mind to it in public is not polite to a distinguished man like Karenin.
Now, I appreciate that I'm honored to be in the presence of two of our most distinguished marine painters.
For this, that's the Distinguished Conduct Medal.
Oh, that. No, Eobard is a distinguished name for a distinguished member of a distinguished family.
Why is that, son? Your record? 5 commendations for distinguished service. Merits for basket weaving, pottery, don't forget those.
You like that?
Yeah, I like it. I think it makes you look very distinguished.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You're about to join a quite distinguished club, Mr. Nolan.
Between your history with us and your father's distinguished career, I can get you arson investigation.
Industry.
Industry. Industry. Industry.
Industry.
Incarnate. I was going to destroy the industry. I was going to destroy all their jobs.
The exotic animal trade's $1 million industry. Texas, which has...
But given the international nature of the diamond industry, I asked Tori to cast a wider net. We contacted Interpol.
Seems a little unnecessary for someone in the insurance industry.
Yeah, but...
I'm going to take Logan to the Science and Industry Museum today. If you want to tag along, he's still...
Name of all time.
Peterson is one of the youngest large-cap hedge fund managers in the financial industry.
Get an awesome job in the entertainment industry. You'll be super organized and dress really well. You'll smell good.
In the very beginning of me getting into the industry, I would, be out and about, and I would hear
significant new authority.
In a victory for the banking industry, Congress has approved legislation which...
Make an agricultural industry for my people and the sons and daughters of my people for generations to come.
Raving about the food out there. Great. I hear this is a first for the music industry.
Incompetence.
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 Every day you find a new way to push back the frontiers of incompetence.
You're beginning to think it's not incompetent. It's not incompetent. It's not incompetent.
I agree. I spoke to the chief about that.
This is an atrocity, gentlemen. Incompetence at its highest level. Incompetence at its highest level. Incompetence at its highest level.
Wasn't honest, but fuck that! Fuck you! I can deal with his impotence. I cannot deal with your incompetence. What the fuck?
The level of incompetence displayed on this case, that's a magic trick in and of itself.
One cheap. So you renew the policy and then fire the prick for whatever, incompetence.
It was an accident.
Incompetence often is.
Government's capable of evil? Yes, of course they are. All institutions are, but they're more capable of incompetence.
The incompetence of its managers, the neglect of its lords.
Your incompetence has now cost 4 lives, Alderman.
We'll all end up hanging by our entrails from the stratosphere, or certainly under Gabriel's heel, because of their incompetence.
You think Katrina was incompetence? That was highly orchestrated negligence.
Reflect.
Reflect.
Reflect. Reflect.
Reflect.
Mirrors reflect our mood, our desire, our essence.
The point of writing an essay is to put your thoughts down on paper and see the gaps and reflect, and reflect, and reflect.
The laws of nature have changed, and until the laws of man change to reflect that, we can only do what we feel is right.
I believe in what we're doing. I believe the record doesn't accurately reflect the strength of this team and where we're going to be at the end of the season.
Listen,
Me jumping in at this point, it in no way reflects my feelings about the job you've been doing. I just wanted you to know that.
And that's the name you have to embrace because that's the name that reflects how the world sees you. So
These concave petals, they reflect sound over a much larger area.
No, why would a killer do that?
Reflects a particular mindset, that of an individual who tended to Trent's needs not out of empathy, but out of a craving for his dependence. And that mindset, in turn, reflects a particular kind of killer.
You see it, the left eye. See how it reflects the light.
I know you've only been on my team for a couple weeks now, but everything you do reflects on me.
Stand up like a man does. It reflects poorly when my son is AWOL.
Understand you've had quite a day today. It's calls like that reflect very well on this house.
I don't give a damn how it reflects.
Page 1. These bullet points reflect the key planks at the center of our bill.
Interfere.
Interfere. Interfere. Interfere. Interfere.
I had the magic beans in my grasp, and you sent this very attractive devil woman to interfere. You are a curse on my life.
What's no coconut?
No!
Never interfere with the first-person shooter.
Consent to the wedding.
Keep close watch over her. We don't want anything to interfere with our next move.
This is a test site for a new weapon. His orders were to observe but not interfere.
Brass must have wanted to make sure the weapon worked.
Awareness of you at MI6. He thought you might interfere.
If those women were indeed his victims, now he knows our plan. He can interfere.
You know we're gonna figure this out.
Well, I've been asked not to interfere.
I made sure I'm in the loop. We are too close to let the police interfere.
Sorry to interfere with your wedding night.
So, I'm going to keep moving forward with my operation. I hope I don't have to worry about interference.
I won't interfere. Unless I feel I need to.
Listen to your mother. She's right. Anyone who tries to interfere with my plan is gonna have to deal with the dark one.
All of us.
I'm just supposed to let her ride or die?
Whatever her fate, we can't interfere.
This can get very ugly very fast. Why were you sent here to interfere with her?
No one sent me.